Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be speaking about JP 2025 versus KEGO 2025. And in general, just Nigerian weddings and like this whole wedding epidemic that's going on. Like, am I the only one that feels left out? Unless you've been living under a rock, okay, I know you've seen what is going on. I know you've seen JP 2025. They took over Snapchat, they took over TikTok, they took over Insta, YouTube, any social media platform you're on, they took over it. When I say the PR for this wedding was top notch, they didn't leave any room for us to breathe, okay? Honestly, I have never seen a wedding that's so well organized. The outfits were on point, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, everyone was on point, especially her best friend Annie. When I say he played that best friend role to the end, he played it to the end. He essentially is a brother to her, okay? The outfits were just superb. She looked great from the beginning to the end. Her mother's outfits ate as well. That's one thing I can give to Iyabo. Iyabo's outfits were on point. I can't even fault it, honestly speaking. One thing people were speaking about a lot was the fact that Iyabo did have Priscilla's father there. Okay, so this is a man that we all know has disappeared at some point. A good significant few years of her life, this man wasn't present. Okay, so Iyabo was a single mother. She spoke about it very openly. She spoke about the struggles of raising her children on her own, you know, financial struggles and everything. So we know that she's done everything she could do. Really, who Priscilla is today is down to her mother. But here comes the wedding day, the day to celebrate all of Iyabo's hard work, everything she's put into this child, and this man comes strolling along. He's all dressed up in the traditional Nigerian outfit. I'm not Nigerian, guys, but from my research is what you would call an agbada. So he's all dressed up in that. He's looking good. He's looking like the father of the bride. But we all know this man hasn't really been present in her life. You as a woman, how would you feel about that? Like, I know for some women, they would not have allowed it, but I think personally that Iyabo, she really did the most mature thing she could have done, and she did it not for herself, for her daughter's sake. She still allowed this man to be a part of this, and honestly, this is it's good for her. Like, it looks good on her. It shows that she raised her daughter right. She did what she could do, and now he's also reaping from the benefits of her hard work. You get it? As for the couple themselves, they look absolutely beautiful together. I could tell that these were two people that were very much in love. I don't know about you, but to me, he looks like he's obsessed with her. He looks like he can't live without her at the moment, okay? And I'm pretty sure I've heard that he was married before. I'm not sure 100% if that's true or not, but this is what I've heard. To be quite honest, I didn't know Juma prior to all of this, so I don't know much about him. There's obviously a significant age gap between the two. I think it's about 10 years because she's about 24, whereas Juma's going on 35, which there's nothing wrong with that, please. It's not like she's dating a 60-year-old man. We know a few people that have done these type of things. There are celebrities like Regina Daniels, for example. She's married to a billionaire that man's probably pushing 70 now, do you get it? So this is not the case for Priscilla. She's dating someone that's a bit more mature than her, that clearly loves her, that clearly can financially look after her. I really don't see where she's gone wrong with that. The most shocking part of the wedding for me was when Papa's ex decided to show up in that dress. Like, girl, what are you doing? You're showing up with a dress with the picture of the bride and groom, but you've placed them in the wrong places. I don't understand the meaning of that. I personally, this is me talking about myself, or like literally, maybe I would not have allowed this to run at my wedding, but Priscilla chose to be mature about it. She did see it, guys. She did make a comment, but she pretty much laughed it off. I also know that Priscilla's mom saw the dress and made her comment, laughed it off. Like, no one really was hung up on it. But at the end of the day, it just seems like such a big disrespect. Like, you're coming to a wedding. This is a newly wedded couple, and you're wearing the man's face on your breast. Like, that's, yeah, it can't run. It can't run for me. I don't even know how she let that run, because I would have said you need to leave. But it's her decision. At the end of the day, she didn't take it to heart. That man, I didn't really even see Juma speaking to Papa's ex at any point. He clearly doesn't care. So I guess it's nothing personal. She did say it was a mistake, and you know, she wasn't intending for it to, you know, come across a certain way. But we all know Papa's ex. She's the type that she likes attention. Okay, she likes the attention, guys. So yeah, man, I'm not really surprised that she did it, but I'm surprised at the audacity at the same time. You get me? Anyway, you guys saw how the white wedding went as well. She looked absolutely stunning. I love the fact that it was an outdoor event, and I know it did rain at some point, but it was an outdoor event. It was just so well organized. Everyone was dressed to impress. Like, oh my God. And Chioma got all the recognition that she needed. The fact that she actually played a big part in this couple getting married today, that is crazy. And, you know, Iyabo definitely shouted her out, made sure to pray for her, made sure to acknowledge the fact that she had actually even paid for the hall that the engagement took part in. It was just such a beautiful wedding to see. Honestly, I'm waiting for the next part because apparently May 28th, they're in Tanzania this time. So we're going to see what's really going to go down in Tanzania. Before I move on, yeah, I need to speak about Diamond Platinums at this wedding. Oh my God, as the best man, he killed me. He looked absolutely good. Like, he looked nice and fresh. But Diamond is Diamond, man. Throughout the whole wedding, even at the white wedding, he's there. He's patting Juma's face. He's just doing the most. Diamond is literally the epitome of doing the most. Like, he defines that word. And then I know people were literally on socials going on. They were basically like, oh, Diamond better not go anywhere near Diana, which is Diana. She's an influencer. She's well known. She's also Priscilla's very close friend. Yeah, there was a clip that Juma basically made a little bit of a face, which on our side of the screen, it looks like he's trying to signal Diamond to have a look at Diana. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but yeah, we all know how much of a player Diamond is. If you've watched Young, Famous and African, then you know who Diamond is. You know what Diamond is capable of, right? So yeah, everyone was very scared and saying, we really hope that Diamond is not going to target Diana. But I don't know. I have a feeling that Diana, she just knows better. She knows better. I don't think she would fall for that. Let's move on to our second big wedding of the month, KEGO 2025. Hey, this is the wedding where billionaires met billionaires, okay? You could smell the money through the screens. You don't even have to be there. This was a wedding that I loved, okay? I loved JP 2025, but there was something about KEGO 2025 that I loved even more. It's the way that Igbo people also hold themselves so majestically, like they hold themselves at a level of royalty, even if they're not royalty. Their aura, the way they walked into that hall, everyone in that hall knew what they came for, and they came dressed to impress. They came classy. They had a very chill vibe at this wedding. It was definitely a stark contrast to JP25 because it wasn't as rowdy as JP25. Not to say JP25 was rowdy in a negative way, right? This was the wedding that showed me that Igbos and Yorubas do not celebrate weddings the same way. They definitely have different culture. They have different traditions. Where in JP25, Juma and his friends had to prostrate in front of Priscilla's parents and ask for her hand and do all of that and receive blessings, prayers. Ugo, who was the husband in KEGO 25, he didn't have to do that. Instead, his bride went in search for him with a drink, which is palm wine. And that's how they basically sealed that marriage. So it's a completely different culture and tradition. I loved Kene's entrance, okay? She came in like a queen, being carried on the shoulder of nice hench men, all dressed up traditionally. Like, it was just beautiful. Not to even speak about her dress. Oh my God, the beading on that dress, stunning. It gave royalty, the color choices, the gold, the red. Honestly, I'm short of words. Like, she looked stunning. She looked absolutely stunning. No words. Her husband's entrance, on the other hand, and his choice of outfit, I loved. I did like it. It had a royalty feeling to it. Okay, I guess that's very much his traditional clothing. It felt more like a skirt type of wrapper situation. I need to find the name and I'll put it on the screen when I do. And then he attached this big lion onto his shoulder. I think the lion for me, was a bit much, and probably for a lot of people it was a bit much as well, but nevertheless, do what you got to do, man. Do your entrance, show that you're here, show that you've come to wed and you've arrived. So I didn't really see anything wrong with it. Obviously, these two people, both of their parents, well, both of their fathers are billionaires, okay? So this is money wedding into money, and the hall was huge. So it was the first time that hall was being used. The venue is actually for the bride's father. I think it was a capacity of about 5,000 guests. So they had this setup of a stage and then a dance floor, but it wasn't as rowdy. When I say that, people weren't all on the dance floor just dancing, and like it wasn't too crowded. It looked more like a concert at some point. I would say, yeah, it looked more like a concert. The bride and the groom, they were very much on the stage dancing together. They had some of their friends, they danced with their family members. It was great, honestly, but it was a completely different vibe. You could tell in nearly all the clips how much that groom loves his wife. He was obsessed by her. The way he would look at her and take her in, you can tell he felt like, I've won something. I literally won a prize here. And he let her get the spotlight on the stage when the photographers were all out. Honestly, he just looks like he's happy to be there. He looks like he's happy to be getting married. They moved on to the after party as well, which again, it wasn't the same vibe as Priscilla's after party, where Priscilla had a more like a club event. They had like a venue after party event. Even Priscilla's after party for her traditional was a bit more jumpy and hyper to me than their after party. I guess the vibe is just different with the billionaires. I don't know, but yeah, it was a lot more mellow. This wedding, it definitely didn't have the PR going the way JP25's PR was going. I'll say there were posts here and there, but it wasn't as much in our faces as the JP25 was, okay? So I could tell there was definitely a stark difference between the people that were invited to KEGO 25 and JP25. Literally, it was influencer central at JP25, whereas KEGO 25, it had some influencers, but I guess these are people she's also close with. And then a lot of politicians, kings, just a bunch of rich people, man. That's the only way I can put it. Either way, both weddings were great, okay? I know people are comparing them. Some people felt like the JP25 was better. Some people prefer KEGO 25. They were both good weddings, okay? And they're different weddings in their own right because it's two different cultures and traditions, even though these are both Nigerian weddings. We're going to leave it here for today, guys, but hopefully we'll be back very soon for another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Help me blow it up. Bye, guys.